If you play Ito, then you would know that TOBK is considered a tower with some of the worst gameplay. But is it really that bad? One of the main reasons that people don't find TOBK to be a good tower is just like the abundance of jank gameplay. I mean, you will have shit like this be happening to you on like the average run. But if you really think about it, isn't jank gameplay just like extra learning? Like you can get consistent at it eventually, it just takes a lot longer to learn. And I feel like that is one of the main reasons why people don't want to like play TOBK is because they don't want to learn it. And also, the tower is very, very bright. It is like I was just playing it a minute ago. It is so bright, dude. So I guess that's another reason, but also that's also just like Ring 9's lighting, right? It might also be the tower's lighting, but I feel like just, you know, Ring 9 as well, like there's definitely some influence in that. So I don't think that personally that was the creator's fault. Another thing is that people do not like the final stretches. I'm sorry, but they don't like them. Final stretches, like, people hate them because one, Logan ISL would talk about his heart problems, like, being terrible when he'd be on a final stretch. And two, they're always a difficulty spike for some reason, except in, like, what, Nervous Sweating and the one in Zone 7, Uncanny Agony. Those two, the final stretches are, like, mad easy. But in, like, TOBK, bro, it's the hardest part of the tower. Besides like floor 10, which floor 10 is pretty difficult. Balancing, I'll talk about that in a second. But first, let's get some interviews in with a couple people and see what they think about Bloodthirsty Kenos. So for the first interview, I am joined here by
Zena.
There we go. And he's one of the top obvious, kind of. What's your hardest?
It's quite devious. Soon to be Tyler the Floor.
Yeah, I don't know what difficulty that is, but I think
It's like mid horrific.
yeah, it's up there though. Like he's good at the game and shit. Like better than me, kind of. Not really though. So I have
Okay.
6 questions for you today, sir. Question number 1: why do you think TOBK is considered trash?
Probably because people don't like the final stretch and they don't like the janky parts of the tower because they're not very good at it.
Okay. Honestly, I'd have to agree. Earlier in the video, I said that, you know, people were hating on the jank because it's more learny than like regular gameplay. Alright, question number 2. Does the abundance of jank gameplay make the tower worse or better? Why?
I think it depends on which sections you're talking about because some of them are really bad or
Well, just
mid,
like
and some of
overall,
them
just like
are
the
kind of
amount of
fun.
it. Just yeah, like the amount.
It can be annoying sometimes to loot fail, but overall I don't think it's that bad.
Okay. And if you had any, what were some choke points you struggled with in TBK, excluding the final stretch?
That like like one section on 8 where like you jumped up to the trusts.
I know.
And you did the little thingy.
Yeah.
I think, and then also like the ice, the weird ice part on like 6 or something.
Well, that part's easy.
Like you know, like you go under a roof, like and you do like
Yeah.
the ice jump. Yeah, that part was kind of weird.
Okay. Alright, question number 4. Would you say TOBK is a balanced tower?
No.
And why is that?
Cause it's remorseless until the final stretch.
I mean, I would not agree, but professional. I guess I'm not good at the game or something. I don't know. Okay, what do you think
I did
about
it on mobile.
What do you Shut the fuck up, dude. What do you think about the final stretch?
I think it's okay. I think the balls, like the little ones with the thin studs that you climb on, are like the worst part. But if you're careful on them, I think they're pretty good. And the final stretch is like just nerfs. So I don't
It's
think it's
what?
that bad. It's just nerfs.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, and the final question. I don't want like an extended answer. I just want like one word. Okay, is TOBK good or bad?
Mid.
Good or bad, dude? It's
Wait.
two
Oh.
words. You can't just say mid.
Oh. Good, I guess.
Okay. So I mean, thank you for taking fucking 20 minutes out of your day to do this. Have fun in the retirement home. Sorry about your loss. Happy birthday.
Wait, what?
So for interview number 2, I'm here with Tower Game admin and speedrunner Ozray.
Hello.
So I got 6 questions for you today on this piece of paper right here. Question number 1: why do you think TOBK is considered trash?
I did I didn't quite say that, but I can see why other people like don't like it at all. It's jank, and for like a bottom extreme, usually other towers like Astral Eclipse, those are more like CO based, and something like Terrifying Beauty doesn't have stuff like this. Like, how is someone at extreme meant to like sight read any of this?
Yeah.
Like me personally, I like the tower because I come from a tiered lobby background. But I could see why people don't like this tower, because there's just a lot of weird stuff in this tower.
Yeah, it's very learning compared to other
Yeah.
streams. Alright, question number 2. Does the abundance of jank gameplay make the tower worse or better, and why?
What do you mean by abundance?
Like, just like the amount of it, like how there's a lot of jank gameplay.
Again, it's subjective, but I think for the majority of players, they're gonna dislike it, because jumps like this one, it's kind of tough because the way it's tilted, and
Yeah.
they're not gonna be able to usually understand it really. But I guess this spinner here is like a nice break because it's not jank, but like considering there's a bunch of jank in this tower, nobody likes jank unless you're weird or something.
I like jank.
Generally.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not a huge hater of it unless it's like slop low roof gameplay, then I'm not really that big of a fan. But
Yeah.
this tower doesn't use the worst kind of jank, so in my opinion it's not that bad, but I'm also not the extreme skill, so I can see why,
Yeah, I mean you're a good.
some people hate it, some people love it. Yeah, I'm a little bit past it.
Yeah. Okay, question number 3. I don't know if you can answer this, but if you had any, what were some choke points that you struggled with in TOPK, excluding the final stretch, obviously?
Excluding the final stretch. This is... Okay, obviously, if you don't have helicopter powers or whatever, something like... Basically all of the spheres are impossible, right?
Yeah.
It's something I had trouble with, because I play on 165 FPS, because I get screen tearing on 144. This truss here on floor 7 was really difficult, because usually you'd like jump up it, but you can't really do that on higher FPS.
Well, that's
So
why
I had to like go and figure out, you can use alignment keys and you can just climb up it.
I mean, thankfully they
Like that as well.
they added the high FPS truck fix recently.
That as well. I beat this tower before that was a thing. I beat this
Oh yeah, me
like
too.
2021.
I beat it.
It was
in
not that long
2023.
after. Yeah, another jump, or more jumps really, would be this one. I wasn't very good at left-sided wraparounds, and this jump was really hard for me for some reason. And the head hitter here as well. I don't really know, like, what I was doing back then, but these jumps were really difficult for me.
Yeah.
I think one more would be this. I used to do it on the other side. I used to be like on this side, and then I'd jump over here.
Yeah, me too for some reason. I don't know.
And then
why.
I would like try jump up here, and I'd just fall off. But
Yeah.
when I was like rebeating this tower, common sense just gave me a fucking slap, and I figured I could go that way instead.
Yeah.
I think this one definitely, without heli powers as well. Like you're just gonna fall off it. You go forward.
Oh, yeah, just
You
the, like
have
whole
to-
section, like with the X pusher, just like everything
Just-
up to
yeah.
the start of 10 is just like much harder.
Yeah. I think that's everything now. I don't think anything else was really that bad for me on this tower.
Yeah, this leads on to the next question, which question number 4. Would you say TOBK is balanced?
Would I say this tower is balanced? Honestly, excluding the final stretch, I think this tower is pretty well balanced, considering the gameplay style and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can't really balance jank if you've already made it, because then you'd have to like remake the whole part, and it's just impossible. But this tower is like balanced really well. And then the final stretch is just a thing which we're just gonna avoid for now.
Actually, no, we're not, because question number 5 is what do you think about the final stretch?
Fuck. Okay, so the final stretch, I never had much trouble with it actually. It's not that bad for me.
Yeah,
Because,
same.
you know, a lot of these jumps you can just, you go up to the 4th stud and then you just do that. A lot of these jumps are very stratable. But also nerves as well. I don't think I've ever failed the final stretch in a real run, besides if I'm like messing around or whatever. Like if I was playing to beat the tower, I don't think I've ever failed the final stretch.
I think I failed it like 4 times before I beat the tower.
This jump is really annoying though. You have to turn in tight or
Well,
you just
what
fall.
I would do for that jump is I'd go in at like an acute angle when I would do the first wrap, and it seems up a lot.
There's also a funny skip here. You can just LHJ up here and skip the rest of the final stretch.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you can LHJ there.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that.
I'll try to do it. It's a bit difficult though. I wouldn't recommend doing it in a real run. Yep, there you go. And you can skip the speed pad as well.
Damn.
Oh yeah, little known fact. There's actually an extra truss down here that you can climb on.
What?
Yeah, it makes the jump really easy. I would recommend going under it though, because it makes it much easier.
Dude, I had no
But yeah,
idea.
other than that, the final stretch isn't really that bad for me.
Alright, and then the final question, I want a one-word answer for this. Is TUBK good or bad?
Mediocre.
You can't... Good or bad, dude. 2 words. Good,
Good
or
or
bad.
I can
Good
only
or
choose
bad.
one of those.
Yeah.
In my opinion, good.
Good? Okay. I'd have to agree, honestly. I think it's very fun. Well, thank you for doing the interview. And
Yeah, no problem, man.
have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Bye-bye. So, hi guys. For interview number 3, I'm here with none other than the Abandoned Towers guy. Say hello.
Hello, it is me, the guy with way too many abandoned towers.
Way too
Even
many.
today.
Honestly, I relate. I probably have like 30. Anyways, I got 6 questions for you today, written down on a piece of paper I took from my English notebook. As you can see, here's a sketch from Bloodthirsty Kenos. And
So,
yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Question 1. Why do you think TUBK, oh my fucking god. Why do you think TUBK is considered trash?
it honestly, okay. So I recently replayed it because the first time I played a tower, I thought it was actually pretty good. Oh my god, what is that sound? Okay, hold on. Okay, so the first time I played a tower, I thought, hey, you know, maybe this tower is actually pretty good. Maybe this tower is not the worst thing ever. Back in like 2022 when I first beat it, I thought it was decently fun at the time. I thought at least like gameplay wise, it was pretty decent. Upon replay, it hit me that the main problem comes down to, well, everyone, I don't know anyone who likes the final stretch in question. I don't know if there's a single soul that likes it.
I don't like it.
But for me, the problem, it would be fine if at least getting to it was at least easy, but then you have the floor 9 in question. That is like the giant bottleneck for a lot of people, myself included.
Me too.
It really comes down to how consistently can you get to the final stretch for you to say if something is good or not. I myself spent at least 3 days trying to get there my first time, and I completely fluked the final stretch. So
Second
that
person in a
definitely
row
influenced
said
my.
second person in a
What?
row who said they've fluked the final stretch, bro. I did not. It took me like 4 tries.
Yeah, it really comes down to personal experience, I suppose.
I agree on that. Question number 2. Does the abundance of jank gameplay make the tower worse or better, and why?
I wouldn't say better or worse. I would say definitely more dated. It is definitely a very dated gameplay style. Nowadays, you don't really see a lot of jank gameplay. It kind of feels like a gameplay style kind of died down. For better or worse, it's also up to interpretation. Like, I mean, preference, I suppose. I myself do like that it died down because I never liked it. Do I think the gameplay in TOBK is super jank compared to a lot of other stuff? Not really. I would say it's like pretty, like at least pretty simple to understand jank. At the same time, I will admit it makes it really annoying when you're at first approaching it. More than jank, I would say just not jank in the way most people are used to, like hyper rotated stuff. I would say jank in the sense that the gameplay is just kind of awkward at times.
Yeah.
One thing I can think of is at the end of floor 9, there's this little ball you have to go under in a wedge. That is not what many people might think jank, because they would think, oh, you know, the wall or the wedge is like super rotated. It really isn't. It is actually quite simple, but it comes down to the fact that it just feels weird to do. Like you sometimes just feel it because it just felt like it. It really comes down also to the fact that when the creator was building a tower, at least my friends who were there, who like told me they saw the experience, they told me, oh, they just kind of drew whatever just could stick in. So it really shows when you play the tower.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I failed the ball like at the end of 9 probably 7-8 times before I got to.
Yeah, it was really annoying.
Oh yeah. And then question number 3, if you had any, what were some choke points that you experienced in TOBK, excluding the final stretch?
Okay, apart from the ball in question, it was also floor 9. It was that dreaded morpher button that a lot of people also really struggle on. I was definitely not an exception with that one. I had a strat for it that no longer works. You were able to walk off the morpher button and press it while you're walking off it, but it doesn't work anymore, and it barely worked back then also.
Why
It was apart from that, at the very mid floor 10, I felt like it was like a jump to slanted platform. I felt like the
Yeah, I know what you're
I feel
talking
like
about.
a trust. I felt that one a bunch of times. It was really annoying actually.
Yeah, same with that slanted jump. I think at the end of 8, like both of those are similar in difficulty. It's like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah. Okay, question number 4. Would you say TOBK is balanced?
No, absolutely not. It's like the prime example of like the most unbalanced thing ever. Just the start of the tower is not too bad. You can definitely, your first day you could easily get to floor 8, like without even floor 9 actually, because floor 8 isn't actually that hard.
Yeah, I got to
Problem
8
is
first day.
actually, what?
I got to floor 8 first day when I was grinding there.
Yeah. So I got first day I got to floor 9. Like I like mega fluked my way there. The problem was actually passing floor 9, so there's a lot of there's some floors that are actually a little bit difficult. Floor 7 is kind of a little bit difficult, not like super difficult. It's gonna take you a while to get used to. But then there's some floors that are like straight up really easy, like floor 5, floor 6, floor 8. Apart from like maybe 1 or 2 jumps.
Yeah.
Really consistently difficult gameplay, I would say floor 9. And like a little bit of floor 7, but only a little bit. Not like super consistently.
Yeah, I mean, like most towers, you know, you want to start easy and then get harder as you go along. But for TOBK, it's like easy, then hard, then easy, and then like really hard, and then like floor 10, which is like really hard for the first half, and it's just a giant fucking ball to the final stretch. Speaking of that, question number 5, what do you think about the final stretch?
Okay. So, do I think the tower needed it? Probably, because if it ended just at floor 10, it just doesn't feel right. Like it kind of doesn't feel right, because the entire tower is kind of like safety net heaven. I would think of it if, for example, like to think of another tower kind of does this. Imagine if tower AAA, it ended at floor 10 before the GBJ. it would just kind of feel weird, right? Because that means, oh, you just get past floor 3 and it's like after that you like basically guaranteed to win. I think putting some challenge at the end, like some test at the end that can end your run, it is in theory pretty fine. But I also don't like the way TOBK does it, because it just the gameplay like the final stretch, it also suffers from a lot of that jank I mentioned earlier. It is mainly okay. We're not gonna be talking about the wall climbing question because that was removed like way long ago. It follows like that same like very uneven difficulty, because you have like some jumps that you wouldn't even see in a difficult tower. Then you have something like something I almost failed actually. It was like this slanted like stick out right after the wall clamps. I got pretty close, but then after that it is like super easy. So I would say it would be much better if it was like a lot more balanced. But that's, I mean, I guess that's like way too much to ask for this tower. And it would also be fine if you didn't put ouch bricks at the very end, because that definitely has killed a lot of people just somehow.
I don't know how I'd never failed that. Another thing about the final stretch is I feel like the gameplay in it is just like it's slightly different from the rest of the tower to a point where it's like different. I don't know. It's much harder.
It is harder, but also like, yeah, they're completely different style, I would say.
Yeah. All right. Final question. I want one word, and don't say mediocre. That's not an option. Everyone else, they were like, it's mid. It's good or bad. Is TOBK good or bad?
Bad.
Bad. First person
I'm much
said bad.
more leaning towards bad than good.
All right. Well, thank you for being here for the interview. And
thank you too for considering me.
I think
told you before.
I think 3 is probably all I'm gonna do, mostly because I don't want the video to be like 30 minutes long and like 90% of it just be interviews. But yeah, thank you for being here, and have a good rest of your day. Now that the interviews are over, I want to say that a lot of people agree with me that the Jane gameplay is more of a learning curve than anything. And one thing that experts actually brought attention to was that TOBK kind of defined the jank gameplay genre, and I feel like for that, like in general, I like jank gameplay, okay? I enjoyed Bloodthirsty Kenos, and I really enjoyed Alien Radiance, and those two are both considered to be very jank heavy towers. And I think that honestly that's a plus for TOBK. And according to my beautifully articulated artistic craft of my good or bad chart that I made in Microsoft Paint, more people say it's good than bad. So it's a good tower. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people hate it, but honestly, I, I don't want to say it, but it's true. It is definitely a skill issue. Like it's just really learning, and especially like the final stretch. If you're just not learning like those last 2 floors or even last 3 floors, like you're just not gonna pass the tower. And especially what like Signitie said about, the first like 7 floors being incredibly easy, and like 8, 9, and 10 ramp it up a lot. I do agree with him on that. So it's definitely not like a linear increase in difficulty. It's more of like you know. So that'll be all for this video. And before, I send you guys off, I do want to say that I don't like making content on Ito or Roblox specifically uh right now, because of the whole like schlep situation and everything. I don't support the platform, and I'd rather be doing something else. So my next video will be on either Geometry Dash or Terraria or a skit. I'll pull it, but it probably won't be out for, I don't know, a while. So yeah, that's about it. I'll see y'all whenever I decide to upload again. Sorry for not uploading. I'm just lazy. I'm not gonna lie. Bye bye.